Good afternoon, you two pipe smokers. I came across an interesting book. It's a book that has some jokes in it, but there's a lesson to be learned from the joke. So this one's called Brain Freeze. After the theory of relativity made him world famous, Albert Einstein was in demand as a speaker at universities around the country. Einstein didn't drive, so he depended on a chauffeur to take him to speaking engagements. After one lecture, the chauffeur, who bore a strikingly physical resemblance to Einstein, commented, "I heard your lecture so many times, Professor Einstein, that I can probably deliver it for you." "Really?" laughed Einstein. "Well, we're going to Yale next week. Let's do it there." Sure enough, the chauffeur delivered a perfect rendition of Einstein's standard lecture, while Einstein gleefully sat in the back of the room wearing his chauffeur's uniform. But just as the driver was leaving the podium, a particular snotty graduate student stood up and asked a complicated question about antimatter formation, hoping to trip up the great scientist. Without missing a beat, the chauffeur replied, "Sir, the answer to that question is simple. So simple, in fact, that I will let my chauffeur answer it for me." Now here's the life lesson from that joke. When it seems like you're backed into a corner, don't give up. Even in the worst situations, there's a chance you can find a way out if you stay calm. The trick is to ignore the noise of panic so that you can hear the practical voice in your head and come up with a solution. This doesn't come easily for many of us, but anyone can learn to do it. And if you find yourself in an unexpected tough situation, you'll be glad you did. Now here's beyond the punchline. One of the reasons it's tough to think straight under pressure is that when stressed, our brains release a chemical called cortisol, which causes cloudy thinking. Ironically, we don't realize we're not thinking straight because our brains are cloudy. One way to minimize this effect is to practice clear thinking under stress. Neuroscientist Daniel Levitin suggests doing a pre-mortem, that is, trying to figure out in advance what can go wrong with any situation so that you can prepare for it. This is a way to feel more in control, which helps you keep your cool in a tight situation. As one researcher puts it, anything that increases your perception of control over a situation, whether it actually increases your control or not, can substantially decrease your stress level. A pre-mortem might include imagining the toughest questions people will ask in business or social situations and rehearsing answers to them. 2. Developing a clear sense of your boundaries and how to assert them. For instance, if you're uncomfortable talking about religion, be prepared to gracefully change the subject if someone brings it up. Number 3, trying and envision any unintended consequences that might occur in a situation and how they can be managed. And lastly, if nothing else works, try using a good luck charm. Believe it or not, research indicates that a person with a lucky charm will generally perform better on a test than a person who doesn't have one. Why? Because a good luck piece gives them a sense of control. I thought that was interesting and fun at the same time. Hope you think so too. And have a good day. Thank you.